Hello again, and welcome to another Fete Finder feature. Today we have with us the owner and CEO of PerfectFit LLC, Mr. Christopher Minor.
Good evening.
Nice to see you, bro. What's going on?
Hey, man, what's going on, man? You know,
we
dealing
missed
with
that one. That was
dealing
cool.
with the quarantine life. Sorry, just adapt.
Yeah. So, first and foremost, it's good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, I think we've all kind of been in lockdown here, literally.
Yes.
You know, so.
So, PerfectFit LLC, what is that?
So PerfectFit LLC is a complete fitness consulting group business. Everything from program design to, of course, one-on-one personal training to group training, virtual sessions, exercise prescription. I do installs where I write programs, take clients through them one time so they get the lay of the land and can go off on their own. So, you know, a variety of services. I work with everything from, you know, young athletes on up to geriatric, pre-existing conditions, prenatal, pre and post-op, all of those things under my umbrella. I've been doing it for a while. So
How long have you been doing it?
I've been certified since 1998. You do the math on the years on that one, so like 22 years. And I've been doing it full time since 2005.
Okay.
So you know, yeah, I've made it my life's work. I thoroughly enjoy it. I feel fortunate to be able to have my passion as my life's work, you know, and it's the embodiment of me. So, you know, I show up on time. You know, I'm really detailed about how I explain everything from explaining an exercise into, you know, kind of figuring out what makes each of my individual clients tick. Like that's the natural flow of things. I thoroughly enjoy it. Like, you know, it's definitely my calling, and I feel fortunate to be able to actually make money and pay bills with it. So
how did that become your calling? What gave you that passion to say, hey, I'm gonna help people stay in shape? Because that is what you do. You help.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. So it's a confluence of things, right? So you know, I was an athlete when I was younger, so there's that bit of it: the coaching, understanding the technicality of whatever it is that we're doing, the application, the practice, the repetition. So I'm kind of hardwired there. Obviously, I love to work out. Like that's been my thing.
We can see. Thank you.
That's been my thing since I was a teenager. And so after, you know, I enjoy that part, and I like to kind of spread the word. You know, also like there's been a fair amount of like illness in my family, and so preventative health measures and just controlling what you can control as far as, you know, your physical, adopting a healthy lifestyle and all the things that kind of come with it. You know, hardwired in that because that's how my parents raised me. You know, cooking your own food, getting out and being active, of course, jumping up in a Fete from time to time, things like that. Just kind of living, you know, an active, moving lifestyle. You know, so all those things kind of you know played a hand in me finding this. Doing it full time, that was a bit of a process. Leaving my former job and then coming into, you know, actually building the business, and then from there being able to sustain myself on a business. I had a lot of support from my wife, so you know, just kind of getting my feet under me, and then it's kind of taken off on, you know, over time, and I've kind of earned a reputation for myself, and I feel really fortunate that the business kind of runs itself, and that people opt to spend their resources with me, and, you know, and continue to patronize my business. And so, yeah, man, I'm lucky. I'm really fortunate.
That's awesome. So, who is your biggest, I would say, influence in this career choice of yours?
Wow. I would have to say, I mean, it's several people, man. I have an uncle, older uncle. He's down in Florida. He's 62, and he was a bodybuilder. And so he got me into the weightlifting portion of it. Didn't kind of like drive me in there, but I kind of watched him, and I was like, oh, I want to be built like that. So he got me into that aspect of the game. I really got to say, like, all the coaches that I've had over time and the effect that they've had on me personally. And I still kind of hear, you know, no matter what I'm going through in life, I still kind of hear little catchphrases that they would, you know, little motivational phrases that they hit me with. You know, that rang out with me. And so all of them, with football, wrestling, and basketball, all those, you know, they all kind of played a hand in that. And I wanted to kind of give that back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's nothing like teaching a client or teaching a class and seeing them come full circle and pick it up. Like that's my sweet spot right there. Right. So that's what I thoroughly enjoy.
I can relate a bit. I'm do a dip and dabble in a little bit of fitness here and there.
Yeah, you do you a little bit. Yeah, I know your stuff.
So we're gonna switch gears a little bit. How does, other than the obvious, but how does your business and the fit lifestyle help in the Caribbean and Carnival scene? How does it help you?
So here recently, I started doing, well, I'd say 4 years back? 4 years ago, we started Fit for Hooky. And that was really honestly my first targeted fitness endeavor into the...
shout out to them Hooky boys.
Shout out. That was my first real fitness endeavor into the Caribbean community. And the Caribbean community has supported me tremendously. Like, I always have someone reaching out. Hey, Chris, you want to follow up and partner up in this? And I have a lot of my client base is from the Caribbean community, and people tell a friend, right? And so they've been extremely supportive of me, and of course we all love the culture, and it all ties into Carnival, and just if you fat. Aside from the alcohol, that's a healthy lifestyle. Because it's not for the faint of heart. And if you go to carnivals, that's another notch above. Like now you in the big leagues. And so it ties nicely into what I do. Just the amount of support that I get from my friends like you. You didn't have to reach out.
Always,
and say, hey, let me highlight you on my panel, but you did. I have several friends that they work out with me and then they tell a friend. It's like 3 of y'all in the room actually right now. And so, it's been a wonderful partnership. I look to do more, especially when quarantine lets up. So, I've been extremely fortunate. And Fit for Hooky was a blast, like working with Caribbean and, and getting their energy. And you just kind of, everybody that you touch, you absorb the energy and you learn something from it. And so, man, it's a blast. It's a blast.
So how has COVID affected your business thus far?
Well, volume-wise, I've definitely taken a hit. But what it's done is it's forced me to adapt, think outside of the box, because anyone that knows me knows that I can be a bit of a worker bee from time to time. And you're like, Chris, you need to promote your brand, and I'm like, nah, I'm out here training these people. So, it's forced me to step into that aspect, put that hat on as it pertains to my business. And so I've had to improvise a bit. And it's been a blessing, I've been able to really focus on myself and, get a few more certifications. And I've had to work out from home, which is a bit odd, but, but I make do. But it's really made me look harder like that virtual aspect.
Gotcha.
And how, how much of a gold mine that actually is. And so now I don't have to worry about, commuting around in DC traffic. And I feel like a lot of my clients are going to do this moving forward. And I think that what happened with the virtual platform is once someone does one-on-one training or group training or in-person training, that's kind of that's it. That's the end all be all. And what's happened is people are now forced to do it a different way. You know what I mean? They meet with me virtually. They might not have all of the equipment. So now, doing body weight is a thing. Now I got to do some HIIT. So they have to step outside of their fitness comfort zone as well. COVID's really taught me to dig my heels in and find it. Because business used to walk through gym doors. People used to walk up to me in different facilities hey, do you have a card? And now I got to drum it up.
With a plan.
And I have a buddy of mine, everyone knows Dre. Hazard that's man, we got to get these workouts online. And now they precede me. People are hey, I like workout number 3. I'm like, who started numbering them? Because
every week, actually, ain't we due for one?
Yeah, we are due for one. The weather and my travels and some other things have kind of knocked that off. But yes. It's really kind of put me into that position to take actually more control of my business. So it's been good in that aspect.
Gotcha.
But we've adjusted, and I think that we're all ready to get outside and
ready to get outside?
Yeah, man, I'm ready. Well, when the time is right. We're not going to go into the vaccine or anything, but yeah, when the time is right, I think that I think that I'll have more. I think I'll have a little bit more energy for the other side of the business. So that's been a positive for me going through all of this. So
okay. So what advice would you give the active carnival goer now that there's no more carnival? How do they stay in shape for carnival, going back into it? And then, because I know it's going to hit a lot of people hard. They're going to go to the wall when we get back in the business, and people going to be hurt. So how do you prepare yourself now until we get back to where we're, jamming again?
Well, ideally, you want to never let yourself go off the cliff. Right? In this environment, in a perfect world, and we're not in that right now. But in this environment, the best you can do is stay active, because we're all in the house, and we have everything at our disposal. We're not moving as much, just in the course of our day. Like you're not walking down the hallway to see XYZ. You're not parking your car at the back end of the lot and then going in the building and taking the steps up to your floor. All these things add up. And then you're just eating everything under the sun. Every day's happy hour. And so your liver will be well trained. But when it comes time to make a jump up, well, you're going to have a little bit extra to jump up with. You're not going to be in ideal shape. And so the best thing you do is just keep moving. If you got to jam up in the kitchen, if you got to do a online dance class, whatever you have to do to simulate what you love, whatever that looks like, do it. I would say, be safe. Don't chomp at the bit to run out to anybody's Fete if they can squeeze one through the fence in this environment.
We want to get to that one right now.
Yeah, just be sensible, but just keep moving. Get out, if you're one of these people that's behind your laptop all day, it's so important for you to get outside, get fresh air, be in green space. Those things help your psyche, they help your body. You got to stay in. Just stay engaged. Do as much as you can to mitigate the quarantine damage.
Got you. So where we're at now, are you pro health and safety or pro money from a business standpoint? Because we know there's a lot of people that are throwing fetes. Everybody has a choice to do what they do. You chose to online. There are some fitness trainers that are still out there training people. How do you feel about that aspect?
First off, I never ever judge anyone else's pockets, if that makes sense. Like, if you got to eat,
it makes perfect sense.
If you got to eat, I can speak for myself and say that I'm in a position where I can choose health and safety and still make an income. And that's the ideal balance, if you can make that make sense.
True.
I've seen trainers in the gym, and from what I've seen, they've been using best practices, wearing their mask. Early on in COVID, when nobody knew where it was, like wearing your gloves. It's one of those things where you want to be around to reap your fruits tomorrow. Yeah. Right? So whatever that looks like for you, obviously health and safety is paramount. Yeah. So I would say if you're in a position to make that decision and go the safe route, do it. And there's a couple dynamics. Like, some of us are married, and that's a reason for people to want to get out of the house. Some of us are married, and that's a reason for some people to want to stay in the house. That's more of an incentive there. Like I always say, I can't speak for my single friends. I have no idea what they're going through. So I can work out at home. I got my bag. You know what I'm saying? I can work out at home.
Your whole bag?
But all right. But for somebody that if the gym is your social scene, well, what do you do then? I mean, it's tough to tell people what to do. One thing I will say, wear your damn mask.
True.
Wear your mask, and just respect other people's space, and that's the very least that you can do, for everybody around you. But as it pertains to earning money, it's really tough to tell somebody when they got to pay bills and they got to eat, what you think they should do. So yeah, I mean, for me personally, I always choose health and safety. Gotcha. So that's my avenue.
All right. So what do you do to get like that? Because I'm trying to look like you one day.
So I remember the day I heard this. It had to be shit, I don't know. It was like 1997 or something, and I was working out at Olympus Gym and up there in Silver Spring. It was off Industrial Parkway. It was Olympus back then, I think. And there was this dude in there, older cat, you know, was never rah-rah in the gym, really methodical about how he did things. He was in there every day. You know, everybody respected him, dapped him up, kept him moving. I said to him, I said, man, if you had to give me one piece of advice. He said, it's not how much you do it, it's how long you do it. He's like, it's about incorporating it into your life, period.
So fitness is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You're not, you can't show up. Some people have genetics where they can show up and get a pump and everything will blow out. And then you see them 3 months down the line and you're like, yo,
what happened to you?
What biscuit didn't you eat? Like, you know, like, yeah, what happened? And that's because, you know, it gets good to you. You know, you get to Carnival and you shred it up.
Yeah.
You know, and if you don't have another Carnival lined up or you don't have a next thing lined up, well, so what's your incentive then? You know, and so people just naturally, it's human nature. Like, it'll get cold outside and, you know, we see the gyms empty out. You know, because the incentive isn't there. You know, you're not wearing short sleeves anymore. You can hide everything under covers. And you say to yourself, all right, in February, I get back in there.
And February becomes like March.
Yeah, and then the holidays hit, man. You know, and it's booze and it's cookies.
Yeah.
You know, and so the biggest thing that you can do is just pay your toll every day. Whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
Like, I see people with, like, workout. We got a workout written down. Sometimes you got to show up and do what your body has to give.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's consistency. And that's what I've been doing, you know, I guess for the past, Jesus, I'm going to date myself.
Well, I'm going to date you in a minute because it's impressive because we got to call it what it is. Do you mind telling people how old you are?
I just turned 45.
Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you. A little under a week ago. Right? So, yeah, so it's you know, it's genetics. Like, if my mom sees this, she can be like, boy, I gave you the genetics. But, but it's lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's really lifestyle.
And that consistency is key part.
Consistency is key, man. If all you, like, my thing is like, hey, do 100 push-ups a day. That's going to bleed into other activities, right?
Definitely. That's
you know,
how I started.
Like, I mean, yeah, just 100 push-ups a day. Not at one time, not in one setting.
But break them up, too.
You do 3, and then you go off for 3 hours, and you come back and you do 7, man, you got 10. You only got 90 left.
Definitely.
Right?
Consistency is key.
But that's what you do is, like, you just kind of get into some type of routine. And you hit yourself to that, and then it grows. You know, don't try to be what you see on IG, man. Like, that's, you know, don't do all that. You get hurt, you know, I mean, you have a bad experience with exercise, then that'll be a built-in deterrent. It'll be in the back of your mind. Do what's best for you, whatever you like. If you don't like weights, dance, play golf, play ball.
I think everybody needs to, like, find their own fitness motivation. Yeah. Because what works for, I don't want to step on your toes because this is your joint.
No. I mean, but you practice it.
So finding your own motivation and just doing what works right for you, I think that helps a lot. Because what might work for me might not work for you or the other person or the next person. So honestly, like, I'll tell you this, fitness-wise, you are one of the biggest motivators I have in my life.
Thank you.
Big brother-wise as well, but we're here and it's about you and it's about fitness.
Right.
And just the fitness aspect of Carnival, the Caribbean scene, because it takes a lot to do what we do, in a sense where, trust me, I fed it with you, we go hard. Yeah. We go hard.
Yeah, we do.
And we have to get that mindset and and it's just not mental. It's just not your body. It's your mental too.
Right.
Because even if I tell people that we can jump on the road for hours, and we get in the gym and we like, oh, I don't want to do this, but you was just. Yeah. So. Yeah,
you definitely have to. You're going to have noise in your head. Everyone has it. Everyone has it. You know, I have it. I work out 5-6 days a week, and I'm active on the other 2. I might be walking the dog, might be doing something that the wife wants me to do, taking something up the steps and down the steps and all that. But you know, you got to set the noise aside, whatever that looks like for you. You know, and people have to be forgiving of themselves, right?
Yes,
because
yes, definitely.
the two things that conflict for sure is like if you beat yourself up, but then you're trying to improve yourself.
Yes.
Right. So
Counteracts each other.
There's a fine line in holding yourself accountable and moving forward. Right. Yeah. And so we all have things that, you know, we all have missed opportunities. We all have things in our past that we like to take back. We all have, you know, the thing I hear most is like, man, if I'd have started working out 5 years ago, but you didn't though.
Yeah, what does it matter now?
So you can put your hands on today, right, and move forward from there, you know, and to guys in particular, as I see it all the time, like when you in the gym, man, don't try to outdo the dude next to you. You know, like that's head noise that you don't need. Yeah. You know, we all got those, but like, you know, and actually it's for everyone in a fitness undertaking, right? Like you really gotta get within yourself. Once you kind of realize that this is for me, and you realize that, all right, this workout is what stands between me and me walking out of the door of this gym feeling like $1,000,000, ready to tackle my day, or ready to sleep well, or ready to go home and deal with the kids. Like fitness, I mean, you know, physical aesthetic aside, like it does so much for your psyche. It evens you out. Like I'm high strung, I'm temperamental. If I don't work out for 3 days, you're gonna know it. The whole world is gonna know it. You know what I mean? And so the biggest thing to realize is like it's an investment in yourself. It's cliche as hell to say it, but it really is. You know, I've never heard anyone say, "Man, I wish I didn't do that workout." You know, so just get back to yourself. You know. Forgive yourself, be kind to yourself, you know, get out and move, breathe fresh air, you know, find things that are active to do.
Yes, definitely.
It's key. It's key.
I got a question I hear a lot from the women. Lifting weights. They don't want to be big. Please, can you either shed light on this situation or prove it to be true? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give that perspective before I address it. So what happens when people tone up is you get toned. You can see the separations in muscle bodies, things like that. You know, people equate that to bulk. Yes.
And the first thing you got to do for yourself is figure out what your aesthetic is going to look like, right? So lifting weights for women is key because A, it's functional. You had to pick things up and put things down every day of your life. And the older you get, it damn sure doesn't get any easier, right? So just for function, you know, some of you ladies have kids, right? Just for function, just for energy, just to be able to get through your day effectively and to age well, you need resistance training.
Yes.
All right. So second off, bulking up, like 15% of the population can go out and just bulk up immediately. Mere mortals can't, not without help. And by help, I mean outside means, whether it be supplements,
protein,
supplements, right? You know, like there's an immense amount of work that goes into like bulking up. All right. So of course there are different body types. Some people put on muscle quicker than others. But if you lift properly, if you do your homework or consult a professional, people can program for you. But before you do any of that, figure out what you want to look like. You know what I mean? And, you know, either research towards that goal or take that picture into your fitness professional, whether that's your dance instructor, whether that's whether that's the person in your dojo teaching your discipline, like whatever that is, take it in and say, hey, I want to look like this. All right. Be honest with yourself as to what you want your goals to be, because you can go in there and hop on the machines and, you know, you might wind up looking a way other than the way you set out to look. So just make sure you have someone to help you out with your programming. But everyone needs resistance training. Everyone needs cardiovascular. And fluid movement is a new thing now in training. I mean, in fitness overall. You have, of course, yoga's been there. Pilates has been there.
Yes.
Now you have primal flow.
Yes, true.
CrossFit adapts it from time to time. You have functional movements, functional patterns. So you have things like that to come into play where they use natural movement dynamics. Whatever that is, implement resistance, cardiovascular, and, you know, some type of meditation just to keep you even. Those are the basic tenets right there. Nutrition is key as well. All right. But yeah, but ladies, to address that myth, it's really hard to bulk up. You may tone up and you might get hard edges. That might happen. You're not going to bulk up.
Gotcha. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that doesn't mean you're not going to hear it anymore, but yeah.
Because, you know, Carnival is women, so.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
want to get that out there. Again, I want to say thank you for coming out. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having
always, you know, we go back for some years now.
Yeah,
I always think you're a
way
great
back.
person, and trust me, again, you inspire me to be better just as a person.
Thank
and just
you,
your
man.
consistency and how you just are focused on that perfect fit lifestyle.
Yes, man, definitely.
So, see the plug in there? That was a plug, right?
Yeah, I saw that. Well done, well delivered.
Guys, you can tell people where to find you at, social media, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, so you can find me at PerfectFit LLC on IG. Facebook, I don't have a page up yet, but I have that in the works. Red Trend American as well. I do some fitness things there with 2 Ds, so I can be found on those media outlets. Working on the website now.
So if people want to get training lessons and stuff like that, will they just hit you up on the Instagram?
You can hit me up on the Instagram
Okay.
and yeah, DM me there, and then we'll exchange information and set up a consult. Consults are free. Consults are not me telling you what you need to do. It's a straight up workout included, some fitness advice, consultations, and then we can move from there. When we correspond, let me know what your goals are, and I'll tailor your complimentary training session to that. It won't be cookie cutter.
That's
so
awesome.
Come and get it. New Year's coming. Quarantine is going to be ending. There's a vaccine. Come and see me.
Got you. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Today we are sponsored by Project Paradise. This drink is actually awesome. They have a mixture of rum punches, and a variety of other drinks. Please try them out. Check them out. Awesome. What do you think, Chris?
Oh well, let's toast.
Let's toast to that one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salute.
Yeah, I'm already halfway done. So anyway, have a good one, folks.